Staple Singers, I'll Take You There. Cool, chill old funk song here. Okay, so just a few little parts here, two different guitar sections, and I'm going to play them all for you right off top, and then afterwards I'll give you all the details. Here we go. Okay, so the intro starts off kind of funky. You just want to kind of hit this chord. It's just a C right off the bat, and then everything just kind of cuts. Okay, so just hit, like 3 on the A, 5 on the D and G here. Little C power chord, so it'll be fine. Hit that, and then just rest for a moment. Okay. And now we're going to come in with this cool little picking, and it's kind of muted, so get your palm on the bridge, a little over the bridge there. All right, and we're going to be in this same key here, so it's going to be this little bit where we do a 5 to 7 on the D to a 5 G. Okay, come back to the 7 D, back to 5 G. Okay. Okay, rest a moment. Hit the 5 again, and now we do this little scale down: 5 to 4 G, 7 D to 5 D. Okay, and then from there we're going to hit a couple of chords. We just do like an F power chord to a C power chord. Okay, something like that. All right, and we're going to repeat this section twice. Not that initial chord. Technically, that initial C chord is kind of the C that we're leaving off of. Okay, so you can think of it like that. But repeat the whole thing twice. Okay, now all the instruments kick in, and there's kind of two guitar parts going. There's this second guitar right here, and I'll show you. It's kind of just bouncing back and forth between two kind of similar riffs. Like it'll go high and then it'll go low, and then it'll kind of switch it up a little bit. But it's just kind of a loose, like improv-y type of vibe. So, just take like the different pairs of these that I'll show you and just interlace them throughout whatever part you want to do, or just put your own little touch on them. But the basis of it are something like this, where we're going to be firstly up here at like the 7G 8B. Okay, and we do something like hit that twice and then hammer on the 7G to 9G. So it'd be something like, okay, and then you just hold that for a moment, and then you come back and you hit kind of a higher voicing, similar type thing, where we're going to be like 8ths on the B and E, hit that twice, and then hammer the 8B to 10B. Okay, so like I said, just kind of bouncing between that first riff into that second riff, and you could just straight up do those two if you want, but he does kind of switch it up a little bit, just little different techniques and landing points. So you could do something like that, or you could do something like this, okay, where we're going to be at our 7G 8B. We'll take it and we'll slide it up 2 frets to the 9G 10B. Okay, slide it up. Okay, Okay, and do something like back to that 7 and 8, slide it up, and then back down again. So something like, okay, so, alright. So just little different vibes that we can do here. And, you know, like for the second riff, you could do something like hammer on to that, from the 8s, B and E, hammer on to that 10B, just do it like twice, and then pull back off, like, okay, just slight little variants, right? So even further, you can do like, you know, something like that. But now we can go even lower for that second one, like take the 7 and 8, and then just slide it down to say, like 5G, 6B. Okay. Something like that. Right? And furthermore, just something like the initial one. Okay, but now when we come up to our 8s, we could do something like, instead of hammering on the 10 to the B, hammer on to the 10 of the E. Okay, so just some different little things that you can mix in there. But the idea is just basically, you know, start with one, bounce to the other, go back and forth. It's just kind of this nice little back and forth between these two different style riffs. Okay, so let me just, you know, give you an example of like putting them all together here, like in, say, like the first verse and all that. So something like this. All right, and meanwhile, the first guitar, you know, the intro guitar, it kind of continues on with something similar that it did in the intro, but slightly different here. So still kind of a muted vibe. We're going to be here more like just following what the bass is doing, but in a higher voicing. All right, so we'll be on a couple 5s of the G. Okay, then we do our 5-7D to 5G. All right, now we quickly go 7 to 5D to 3. Okay, and after that, we're going to come up and hit a 6 on the B. All right, and then we'll kind of do our little pickup notes to loop it, where we go 5, 7, D, 5G, 7D. All right, and then just kind of loop that. All right, so it sounds something like this. All right, and then about the middle of it there, we'll get this cool little solo part that happens with the second guitar. And it does some like funky styles here, some funky bends and hammer on, pull offs, all that jazz. Okay, so initially we're going to do this little bit where we do a pre-release on a 15B, and then, you know, hit it, have it bent, release it. Okay, and then hit 12 on the G, then again and hammer to 14, and finish on 13 of the B. All right, and then we can hold that for a moment, then do a couple 12s on the D with a hammer on to 14, then 12G. From here, we're going to do some kind of wacky bends where we do some quick bend and releases of the 14D, and then come off to 12D. Okay, and then do that same thing on the 12. Couple wacky bend releases off to 10. Okay. Something like that. So kind of a funky vibe there. And from there, we're going to kind of get more of this 10 to 12 region with the A. Okay, so hit 10, A, hammer 10 to 12, A, 10D. And then from here, we're going to do this little bit where we're pulling off and hammering back on, you know, just a quick little back and forth. Do that with a 10G to 9G. Okay, so something like, okay, do that for a moment, and then switch it up to E, okay, where we're 10E to 8E. All right, and then that'll bring us to the next section of it. Let me just play this first bit for you. All right, last part of that solo, just kind of sticking with that 10 on the E here. We're going to bend that and release it. Do a nice slow bend and release. Okay, and then we go 10 to a couple 8s on the E. All right, hammer 8 to 10 on the B, come back off to the 8. All right, and then we do a bend on 10 of the B and release it. Okay. All right, and then we finish it by doing kind of like those initial riffs that the second guitar was doing. We'll be at the 7G, 8B. All right, hit it a couple times. One more time, and then hammer it to 9G, 8B. Something like that. Okay, so this last section of it here. Okay, and then we'll get that first guitar kind of switches up towards the end, and just basically does what it was doing, but just brings it to the lower octave. So now it is kind of more or less just matching the bass. All right, and we'll be over here now. A couple 3s on the A. All right, 3 to 5 on the E to 3A. 5, 3 on the E to 1. Okay, hit our 3 up on the D. All right, and then finish it with the 3 to 5 E, 3A, back to 5 E. Okay, and that will kind of give us our looping notes. Okay, so put that all together now. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody. Like it, share it, leave a comment. It's always good to hear from you. Do me a favor and hit the subscription button. I put out a video pretty frequent, so you don't want to miss out on that. Check out the links in the description box below. I have really cool links for tablature books, all the gear I use, t-shirts, fun stuff like that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.